Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
Whoa!
Hey!
Were you singing something from Dirty Dancing?
Had the time of my life.
Yeah.
I was doing the guy part.
Recording quality right there, Jace.
Yeah.
Recording quality.
We might get flagged. Do you know what I mean? We
It
get
sounds too
flagged.
identical.
Whenever I sing stuff, we get flagged. Because
Copyright.
It's just too
Copyright issues.
dead on.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying Jessie got more stuff. Thank you to the
We
guys.
got some more stuff today. Like I said,
Thank
work
you to
in
the
progress.
guys.
The set is a work in progress. We are just getting adjusted to the new studios here. The studios down in Austin. And it's all a work in progress.
I got a message from our marketing director that was like, she said her mom thought that I was doing a skit from Homeland, which is one of her favorite shows.
Yeah.
And she had to tell her mom
Yep.
that not all blonde ladies look alike. But I saw her point.
What race is she?
She is Latino.
Yes.
Latina?
Why is she Latina?
Oh my gosh. Why?
Yeah, because we're a diverse company. I need a single on that. They've got to get that on the record here. We are a diverse company.
Yes.
And that's why. We're all inclusive. We are all inclusive. We will hire people of any race.
Right.
Except for Asian, because you were afraid of Asians. But
No, if we want somebody to do a good job, we hire an Asian. Look, they are superior. I do not deny any of that.
Sure.
But, do they throw coins in airplanes and shit like that? Sure.
Yeah, they do.
Both can be true,
Yeah,
right?
Both can be true. Both
Go
can be true.
Rock! Look, my dreams of being picked up for some kind of morning show or some kind of mainstream media have long gone.
You don't want to do it anymore.
I know, have long gone away. And so I'm going to say whatever I want.
I just had this conversation with a buddy of mine last night when he was talking about censorship and everything else. And
Right.
he goes, man, I see your show is just rising higher and higher and higher, right? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, I genuinely think it's because you were one of like 5 people who just does not give a fuck left anymore. And he's like, are you concerned? I was like, no, because we own all of our own shit. It's our own company. And I've given up that dream, like you were saying earlier, of like, when I watch the morning shows now, like you're so restricted of what you can say and do and everything else. And you're white. I'm white. Mm-hmm. We don't have a shot anymore at anything in Hollywood. To prove you are not racist, you cannot hire white people anymore. So you're out of a job. Like your favorite show is the Today Show, right?
Yeah.
There's only one honky left on that.
Sure.
And it's way off screen where it's like,
Yeah.
hey, we're done with the honky generation now. We've moved on from that. Therefore, it's like, oh, well, shit, I wasn't getting that job anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Carson Daly, it was my hope, only because he is kind of like us. He'll say stuff under his breath. He hates all the stupid, like, over-the-top, dumb segments that they do.
Yeah.
And he'll just be like, calm down, or, oh, wow, those slippers look really comfy. Gonna get myself a pair. But he's more and more not on it. And, it's just not going to happen for me. So I'm just going full
Jabes,
which is
wet.
Do I do an accent from time to time?
Yeah, you do. You can do whatever you want here. You can do whatever you want here, Jabes. This is our world down here. The Goonies, I feel like we're the Goonies, and it's all over once we ride up Troy's bucket, and I'm not riding up Troy's bucket anymore.
Right.
I just don't give a shit at all. And so the conversation I had last night with my buddy was, because he was like, hey, man, what about, so-and-so for SNL and all that other shit? And I was like, have you seen SNL? It's Jim Carrey, Alec Baldwin, and it's all celebrities now. The cast is an afterthought of SNL. That shit's over. Comedy Central is all animated now. They don't have any live action shows so at the end of start of 2021, they have no live action shows anymore. It's all cartoons. I don't give a shit about that. Adult Swim. That was a big dream of mine. I pitched that network a million times, right? Their highest show is like 300,000 views, which is nowhere near what an audio show of this show or anything else gets. So it's like, well, fuck it. I guess this is right. Now, the scary part is, and here's what we were really going into depth with, is he was like, what are the agents doing right now? And I was like, oh, them. They're out of a fucking job right now.
They're done.
They're done. And so if you're a comedian out there, right, and you sign with a big agency and that's your dream to get a sitcom and all that stuff, now in the fine print, if you're doing anything on your own, podcasts, books, everything else, they own 10% of that immediately. So if you're a comedian out there, why?
Right, but
why would you sign with an agent?
It's too little too late. I have a new obsession with Bobby Lee and all of his podcasting situations, Tiger Belly, Bad Friends, all of this.
Are you new to Bobby Lee?
Am I what?
You're new to Bobby Lee.
I'm not new to him. I've always kind of known of him and liked him.
Right.
But I've just been getting more and more into his podcasting career.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Which is different than stand-up.
I don't even know his stand-up.
Oh, no. Yeah, so
I only know him from Mad TV. Like, he was fucking hilarious on Mad TV.
So he was really funny on Mad TV. 8 seasons. He's amazing.
Yeah.
And then he's just the guy in everything. He was in a couple of shows that I like on Netflix.
He's in all these movies. Like,
right.
Yeah.
So I'm really into his podcasting situation. He was talking the other day that when he why do I hear my voice? When he started doing his podcast, he kind of talked to his agent. He has manager for years, same manager from Mad TV and everything, and was like, hey, do you guys want to kind of help me get guests and be a part of this? And they're like, no. They're like, just, I guess if you want to do that as like a hobby or something.
Hammer the like button on YouTube. I don't know what you're hearing. Maybe you have your own volume on your thing, but I'm not sure. But with Bobby Lee, trying to get guests out of your agents and managers and all that shit, not gonna happen.
Right.
Because
somebody headphones up. Yeah.
What's that? It could be my headphones on. Who knows?
Yeah.
But keep it going.
I am.
The thing with Bobby Lee in the agency and all that stuff is, because I ran into this as well, where I was like, when I very first started with podcasts and everything else, I was like, hey man, I'd love to get some guests, and they were like, yeah, not gonna do that. And I was like, why? And they were like, why would you do a podcast?
Yeah.
That's what I got. That's what I was faced with. So every agent and manager was just like, no, we're not gonna, we can't really, sorry. Now all those agents and managers call me and say, hey man, like, can we get our person on the thing or whatever? And I'm like,
The train has left the station.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and they, of course, as usual, don't know something that's going to be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now they're grasping at straws. They're like, okay, now we need a piece of your podcast. We didn't know it was going to be big. Like, that's not how it works. So anyone new you sign up, I guess, if they want to sign that contract, but everyone else that's in it, the Seguras and the Bobby Lees, Joe Rogans, everything, that train has left the station. The gatekeepers are no longer the gatekeepers.
No.
The hottest ticket in town is in a field in Ohio. What's the
Yellow Springs.
In Yellow Springs, Ohio is the hottest ticket in town.
It is Dave Chappelle is doing private stand-up shows there. If you come to Yellow Springs, he's doing just shows in the middle of a cornfield. If you've not been to the Yellowstone or the Yellow Springs area or Yellowstone, sorry, Costner. If you've not been to the Yellow Springs area, it's in a farm. It's in a farm. So you're in the middle of nowhere.
It's rad, right? Like,
I've been to that town. I think, if memory serves me correctly, there's like an old like corner country grocery store, but it is tiny, where it's just like, all right, cool, that's where you're getting your stuff from. And it's a convenience store.
Right.
So it's mixed with a convenience store. There's like fresh produce in there. And there is one like old bar, like a dive bar in town. And that's about it in that city. If you're at home and you're like, what's it closest to? Probably Dayton, I would say. But either way, he's getting monstrous guests. Louis C.K. was there. Chris Rock was there. And they're just doing stand-up like it's Field of Dreams in a cornfield.
I'm telling you, everyone's there, though. Everyone's been there every weekend. That's the show to be at. Mm-hmm. No longer Comedy Store. No longer, your agent booking you stuff. If Chappelle likes you,
yeah, you're good to go.
You're good to go at this point. And they made a big mistake, and they're trying to, fix it. But it's like I said, it's not going to work. The train has left the station.
Hammer the like button if you're watching on YouTube, by the way. The train has left the station, Jabes, and it has for the election as well. We're doing a big debate show tomorrow night for the final debates here on this channel on Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube. Not sure what happened to that algorithm, but it's flipping. It's flipping finally.
We never thought that AJ would get us.
Alex Jones
would get us to flip.
I've got to take him out to dinner now, but and I'm not sure if it's because Rogan is leaving and he's taking all of his shows with him that they're like, all right, shit, we've got to stop the censorship and allow Alex Jones on the network, because there is a bunch of Alex Jones clips now, and so they're all monetized. I don't know what happened, but I'm amped about it because whatever, regardless of what you think of people, guests are guests, right? It doesn't mean you side with them. Doesn't mean you believe everything they say, and it's not always going to be a pleasant conversation, but that's what these podcasts are. Little tiny talk shows, essentially, right? Then, whatever the guest is, they go on your way, but we continue to stay. Now, if you hate us, we're saying a bunch of racist shit, then that's a different story. But one guest is one guest.
We're not saying a bunch of racist shit.
Anyone.
Okay.
By the way, just anyone in general, right? Where you're like, all right, cool, so-and-so is a racist or a xenophobe.
I'm pretty sure Fake Dan is.
Whatever the fuck you're calling people these days is what people are going after. But I want to chat about this debate here that's coming up tomorrow night, because we will be live with you. And I think it's important to get some of the ground rules down before this happens, because it is going to be very, very different than the first debate. First of all, they are going to mute the mics. So after they're done asking you whatever your question is, whatever your time is, I guess there's going to be just somebody with a thing that just turns off your microphone. Mm-hmm. It's going to be real awkward for both candidates. Unless there is a timer in front of you that you can see to try to time out your 2 minutes or whatever your rebuttal time is, that is going to be very, very awkward television. Have you ever seen anything on television where they're able to mute mics really quickly like that?
No.
I have. It's very, very jarring. So typically they do it in sports games, right?
Oh, okay.
In particular, when you're miking up a court and people start swearing at each other. Now, usually the first couple fucks get out, fuck you, fuck you, die slow. And then the next one is, and then,
right.
So the announcer has to cut away to something to fill that dead air. The problem is with a 5-second delay, you can't catch it in time. Therefore, there's these weird gaps in audio. That is exactly what's going to happen on there. And the most recent example of it is in the 2016 election. No, I'm sorry. This year's primary for the Democratic side, it was the first or second debate, and the sound went out. First one. The sound went out on there, and the candidates couldn't hear themselves. So you talk up like this, and you don't know that the mic is cut off because it's so far away from you. So watch for the candidates with that, both of them, Trump and Biden. Let's face it, Trump, he's not going to know that he's been cut. Somebody's going to either have to wave him off from behind camera, or he's going to keep shouting like... I'm not sure how they're going to do that. On paper, it seems like a reasonable thing for whoever the fuck is running this debate, because I think it's 100% rigged now at this point. And I'll get to that in a second. But when these mics get cut, watch for how awkward this turns. And because Biden is so old, he's not going to know either that the mic is cut for the other person, what he's hearing is going to be different. So you're going to get a lot of this, and it's going to be an awful, awful experience. Luckily, we'll be there with you to fill the gaps on this one because there's going to be a lot on that. I can promise you that.
Right. So I don't think it's going to go exactly that way. I think it's when the other person has the 2 minutes and starts talking, they're going to mute whoever is not on screen, right? And so it's not going to be a thing of like 2 minutes up, you're cut. It's going to be a thing of once you start your 2 minutes, you have 2 minutes uninterrupted where they do that. You have 2 minutes now uninterrupted. The other mic is now cut. And you have your time. And they will say, okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. And when they stop, now it's the other person's turn. They mute the other ones. You would hope that that's, and I think that's the way they want to do it.
But
like
that's not
you're
gonna
saying,
happen.
I don't know.
First of all, each candidate in any debate you've ever watched in the history of presidential debates goes longer than 2 minutes.
Yes, and they will go longer. I think it's for when that person is talking, it's the interjecting.
The problem is when the candidates go longer, they're going to cut it.
I don't know. You don't know that.
So
I think it's to prevent for interrupting.
Right.
Right.
But that's the only thing that makes sense at this point. And we'll see. This is my prediction.
Okay.
That's my prediction for Thursday nights. And it's going to be a shit show. Trump is going to get frustrated. Part of me wonders if he will walk off halfway through.
Maybe.
Because let's say you ask a question like packing the courts. That has become her emails of this election so far over this last month.
Actually, Hunter's emails have become the emails of this. But yeah.
True. Me personally, I don't really give a shit about Hunter's email. Like, that's just me. You'd be shocked because you'd be like, oh shit, he's a conservative. Why? I just don't care about people's kids. What Hunter Biden does not affect who I want for president, to be honest with you. Everybody's got a fuck up kid in this world. Like, I don't give a shit about Hunter Biden or his fucking emails, to be honest with you.
Okay, I'll respond to that when you're done.
Right. What I do care about is, can you cut her mic? Can you cut her mic? Can you cut her mic, please? She's gone past the limits. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. But for me personally, one of the biggest issues I genuinely care about is packing the court, because I think that's the most ridiculous shit of all time, right?
Right.
When you pack a court like this, you can. I think they want to add up to 13 justices from 9 to 13. It'll be the first time they've gone past that number in 155 years, right? Neither candidate has answered the question. Therefore, when they have these 2 minute responses, both Kamala and Biden, they really take their time answering something else and then getting to the thing of, well, maybe we'll get to this other thing. If it is on 2 minutes and it's a true 2 minutes, boop,
right.
You're cut. You're going to be cut off. And then it's going to go back to Trump. He's going to be like, hey, man, tell him to answer the question. Then what happens? Well, he's muted. I can't do that. Or like, what is going to happen? Because Joe Biden said before the election, I will answer that question. No one has answered it now. To me, that is becoming her emails. You're on the Hunter Biden train, and everybody else is too. By the way, you're not alone in this.
But I'm not on it for the reasons that you would think, right? So the way that, Hillary Clinton's emails were skewed as Russia interfering, right? Mm-hmm. It's not real. It's Russia interfering. But her emails were what they were, right? So they were using Russia interfering to distract from the fact that these emails really were an issue, right?
Sure.
A problem. Mm-hmm. So they're doing the same thing with Hunter Biden's emails in that the Democrats are trying to say that it's Russian interference. It is not Russian interference because it's not misinformation. It's not that it's not real. Mm-hmm. They don't want it out,
right?
But it's not that it's not real. And what the emails do is kind of they kind of make it seem that Joe Biden was getting money and meetings with people in Ukraine, which is illegal, right? So if you really want to do it even. Yeah.
I agree. Me personally,
I don't care.
Here's the thing. Me personally, I'm sure every fucking president has said, "Hey, man, I'm the president. We're going to use so and so." The Clinton Foundation did it for years and years and years. Yeah. If you become president and you're able to swing those fucking meetings with that type of shit, I just expect it. I care, I guess, more about the policies and shit like that. With the her emails thing for me back when Clinton was going through that, the only reason I cared was because it involved American casualties in Benghazi, and I didn't know the truth of that, right? The rest of it, I don't care who she's fucking emailing or telling to fuck off or whatever in her own personal emails, right?
Classified information.
Yes. Yeah. So I just wanted to know what had happened in certain situations that actually involved our government, overseas.
Right.
With Hunter Biden, do I think Hunter Biden is some mastermind of whatever? No, dude. I don't. He's a sweet divorced dad who's smoking crack and cigs, super tan, and that's what happens
right.
to divorced dads like that. You become a Hunter Biden. Now, let's face it. Ukraine has some of the finest prostitutes in the land. I'm sure Hunter Biden is enjoying his life, as it appears in all of these photos.
In the photos, yeah.
I just don't think he's that smart to, fucking mastermind some Russian thing or whatever
right.
the fuck it is.
Right.
Therefore, I don't care. The main question that I want answered is the packing the court thing. Is that I care about? Where it's like, if you add 13, here's the reason why. If you add 13 to that court, right? And so you'd be essentially adding 4 seats, right? What's going to happen in 2024? Republicans are going to get in there and be like, great, let's add 5 more. Yeah. Then you're going to get up to like 60 fucking justices making decisions on shit that'll take.
He's not going to.
But if you weren't, why not just answer it?
Because he has a very radical, like I said before, you can't listen at this point, October, and especially right now, you can't listen to anything people are saying because they have the base that they have and they don't want to lose any of those people, right? So saying one way or the other would lose the radical people that want it
right.
and then this, moderate people that don't, right? So you have to kind of walk this line, which he's doing horribly. But that's the idea is right now, like anything you ask, unless it's of Trump, you're not going to get a real answer of what they're going to do because they're just holding on for dear life of the base that they have right now. Right.
Right.
And now they're trying to get moderates, right? So this is the time, the 2 weeks before are for swing voters and moderates. Therefore, they're not going to actually say anything.
Yeah, look, 13 days. We're 13 days away from this.
So no, he's not going to answer. And by the way, he's never going to answer.
I think Thursday they're going to try to stick him with this answer on live TV, and that's what I'm curious about. And that's that and the muting of the mic things and all that other shit. Why I think it's rigged is they released the topics they're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. Nothing about foreign policy. So to your points about Hunter Biden and all that other shit. I guess we're just not going to ask about any of that.
Trump will.
He will, but then does the mic get cut?
He may ask it in his 2 minutes. I'm not sure. He's going to say something about
I think
it.
so
Or
too,
maybe
yeah.
not.
No, he will. It's Trump. Come on, baby. Of course he's going after Hunter Biden. Right. I'd be surprised if he didn't wear a Hunter Biden T-shirt with the head, with the crack pipe hanging out of his mouth.
Crack coma.
The crack coma. Just getting sucked off by some prosty. And
Look.
Crack is the shit. Like, here's the thing. You're rich, Hunter Biden. You're rich as fuck. Your dad is rich. You've always been rich. Crack is a poor people's drug. My man, step it up, brother. Go for those oxys. Really enjoy your life. What are you smoking crack for? Get some high-end Bolivian marching powder. Chop up that booger sugar, daddy, and get some gator tails going. I don't understand what the crack pipe is for. Who smokes crack? Poor people smoke crack. You're not poor. You're Hunter Biden, dude. Smoke some real shit. I don't understand it. Also, again, not going to fault Hunter Biden. He lost his brother. Dad's fucking weird. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
I understand you want to do drugs and fuck prosties. Like, that's the American dream.
Sure.
Just don't do crack, man. That's just so fucking white trash. I don't understand. That's the one part I don't understand. And if I could ask that question, that'd be the greatest one. Not about Russia. It'd be like, Hunter, if he was on this show, I'd be like, Hunter, I don't want to talk about Russia, your computer, anything else. All I want to talk about is why you're doing a poor person's drug. Why are you just smoking crack? Either way, meth is cheap too. Meth is a poor person's drug.
Dear Whitney Houston, same question.
Yes.
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 Your mic isn't on, but he said something about Whitney Houston.
Yeah, she famously said crack is whack.
Well-
I personally don't.
You ever smoke crack?
I actually don't even know the difference between crack and meth, by the way, or cocaine. I guess crack is smoking cocaine, correct?
Yeah, crack. Fake Dan.
Meth
You ever smoked? Shit, Giorgio. You ever smoked it? Actually, I'm asking the wrong person.
Oh, Lord.
Out of the two of you guys?
Oh, Lord.
The mic's live, just not to your headphones.
Okay.
But no, I have never smoked crack. I did get asked to make it at a job interview once.
Okay, you've never smoked it, but you got asked to
Okay.
make it. All right,
Yes,
cool.
yes.
Cool.
When you were working for the Biden
Yeah.
campaign?
Remember
or
the Biden came when you were
when you were
Hunter's boy?
Basically the same thing. There are a bunch of prostitutes around that music festival.
Hey, man, no judgment here. This is like Planet Fitness. It's a judgment-free zone. It's totally fine. I'm just saying it's for poor people. There is way better drugs than crack or meth. Like those are like, those are like teeth falling out. Let me suck your dick drugs.
Right.
I'll suck your dick for a cheeseburger drugs. Like, get on the good shit, dude. Get on that fucking the oxys, bro. Like, get on some hardcore MDMA. If you're gonna fuck prostitutes, is there a better drug than pure MDMA? Like, I mean, just shit right off the boat. Like, come on. Like,
Sure.
step it up. Step up your drug game.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done any of those.
Well,
I mean,
James.
I've done everything but heroin, crack, meth.
Okay, that's a lot.
I said I've done everything but that.
I know, but
Oh.
like those are like you're still. There's only what 6 drugs that are sweet. You know, you just nuked out
So
half
you
that list.
name some.
Me? Oh shit. Let's
Just
start.
name some. I'll tell you if I've done them.
Special K. Let's start with. Let's
Oh,
go.
no.
Ketamine. No. Come on. Special K. Cartoon Land. Some of the best. What that is for the folks at home is a cat tranquilizer.
Yeah, they all know.
Just for
They
kitty
just
cats.
haven't done it.
Just for kitty cats.
Yeah, everyone knows that. And then what?
I'll tell you what, there's a place in Austin that keeps showing the commercials now on TV, which I was like, what the fuck? Where you can go and get ketamine injections during a therapy session. You can talk about your life and all that shit. Do you want to go to one of them? I'll pay for it and you can talk about it on the show.
I'm so busy.
Is
Okay.
Is it injections? Let me ask you that. Is it injections or is
No.
it, do you get to
Yeah,
snort
no,
the
no,
lines
no.
there?
It's injections. I believe it's injections into your
God.
temple.
Oh God.
Line up let's line up a rail. I don't understand why everything's a needle. Just chop up rails, make you feel like you're doing real drugs again, partying.
I don't mind a needle.
Okay, so
I would actually rather needle than snorting.
You've never done Special K?
No.
All right. Cocaine.
Yes.
Okay. Weed.
Yes.
Yes. Syrup.
Yes.
All right. Pills.
Yes. All of them.
Oxys.
All of them.
So you've done oxys.
Literally all of them.
Okay. Vicodin, Percocet,
All of them,
all
all
that
of
other
them, all
shit.
of them, all of them.
Heroin.
No.
Okay. MDMA. Pure
I
MDMA.
almost did, but I got arrested.
Pure
with it on
MDMA.
me. Yes.
Were you going to shoot the heroin?
No, it was methadone.
Oh, well, that's the poor person's fucking heroin. All right, let's go. Pure MDMA.
Yes.
Ecstasy.
Yes.
Okay.
Acid, mushrooms.
Acid, mushrooms.
Acid and ecstasy together.
Okay, great. So you've-
DMT, no, but I
no
want
DMT.
to.
No
GHB?
DMT.
GHB, yes.
Oh, yeah. Fucking
Roofalin,
G-holes.
no.
Roofies,
Thank you very
yes.
much. No one's roofied me.
I got roofied. It was awful. I got roofied by a gay man at a bar in LA, dude. It was the worst. And
Good for you.
I knew,
Good for
I
you.
knew what was happening, and luckily I was able to make it home. But I was like DiCaprio getting out of the Lamborghini in Wolf of Wall Street, where I was just.
Yeah,
It got
yeah.
real close, and then I vomited everything inside of my body for a good 24 hours straight.
Okay.
It was awful.
Was this before or after you
wouldn't-
sucked his penis?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, right?
You had sex with him, though, right?
Here's the thing. I thought about it, and I was like, dude, if a gay man is trying to rape me, right? Me throwing up over and over again, like the only thing you would get out of that, I guess my asshole would tighten as I'm puking.
Oh, okay,
And that
yeah.
heightens that sensation, right? Because sometimes you want to fish hook people when you're doing anal. But with this, like, there was so much vomit. The guy would have given up. He would have been like, God damn, will
Maybe.
you stop puking so I can rape you? Like, he would have given up on me that night. That's how much I was puking. And I was like, ugh, the worst.
All right. Do you have any more to name?
Nitrous.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, you partied it. All right.
Lots.
I think we've got some in the green room, actually.
All right. So cool. So we're kind of
cool.
All right. So crack is out of
I
the.
would do that shit right now. I'm not even joking.
Crack is out of the picture for you.
Yes.
Oh, what's that green shit you can buy at the stores and smoke it?
A salvia?
Salvia. Yes.
Salvia, I have not. I have
It's
been.
a weird world. Salvia.
I have witnessed a salvia like situation,
Yeah.
and the the answer for me was no, thank you. When they were grabbing onto the ground, telling me they were going to fall off the earth.
Because you feel like you lose all your gravity. So,
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I kind of like a drug you can talk on, right? And like have a good time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm an alcoholic.
So you got about 5 big ones that you haven't hit.
Yeah.
All right. So in that list, everything but heroin. Heroin's the one, and it's only because it's a needle.
Right.
I can't do needles. But either way, I was smart enough to know what I liked and what I didn't like, and when I was good on, not good on, all that other shit, right? So some of these were one-time sallies where it was just like, all right, cool. You want to say it to say you did it and see what it was like, to see what the hype is about and everything, and you're just like, all right, cool. Crack and meth? No, Hunter Biden. Come on,
Well,
man. That's poor people's shit.
I'm sorry. So you've tried both of those?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Awful. One on accident. One I didn't know, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Why am I up all night? And it was meth, and you were like, oh, great. Awful.
Was that in a press pill,
Awful
or was that
experience.
just meth?
No, so I was in, actually, I'll tell the story. I was in Miami for New Year's, and some friends of mine were getting some blow, simple, innocent, whatever, and there was this jacked, like, Cuban dude who came up, He asked us to meet him at a gym, one of those gyms where there's a live DJ inside the gym, where, it is full blast.
My kind of place.
Yeah. You can hear it out into the streets, and it was, do you think you're better off alone? Yeah. So, but I will say this: in Miami, everyone with this live DJ was going bug fuck, hardest people working out of all time. Where I was like, oh shit, if we weren't buying drugs today, I'd go in and fucking hammer out a good hour of cardio in here.
Sure,
it was great. I highly recommend that. I don't know why they don't do it more. Because the DJ was in the entire gym, not just like the spin section,
studio or whatever.
The entire thing, loud as shit, right? And so homeboy comes out, jacked as fuck, yeah. And he's like, he meets us in the alley, and he was like, he goes, hey, what are you guys looking for? And my buddy was looking for blow, right? Me, I'm not a big blow guy
Southern?
or anything else. No, he was Cuban.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that accent.
Hey,
Sorry.
what are you looking for, man?
From
whatever, man. Similar to
Alabama?
that.
Yeah.
Jabes, you know what I'm saying?
Just a lower, like a southern.
I don't have any Mexican heritage like you. No time to make fun of me, but
Carry on.
yeah. And so my buddy was like, yeah, I'm looking to get some coke or whatever. And he goes, oh shit, you know what's better than cocaine? Crystal meth. It's brand new, man. It lasts longer than cocaine 3 times. And then whatever. Of course, my buddy was just like, yeah.
Right.
It lasts longer and it's the same price. I would definitely want to do that. No. The worst shit of all time.
Right.
And you're up for like 72 hours, can't eat, can't sleep, heart's racing. Your dick is like an acorn in a pile of autumn leaves, and it's all you can't fuck, you can't do anything on it. I don't understand that drug. I will never understand that drug. And then like the people on Tiger King, that's what you become if you keep doing all that shit, because you're not sleeping and you're not brushing your teeth, you don't do anything on it. It makes no sense, Hunter Biden. You're rich as fuck. Like, why do that drug? It makes no sense to me. But the rest of it, yeah, dude. Smoke crack with the Kennedys. Weird story. I was in New York in grad school. Go to the basement.
To be honest, though, who hasn't?
Right?
They're everywhere, these Kennedys.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were in the Hamptons at a party.
Yeah.
And it was in this, in a basement, like all the, I don't want to say adults, but like they were in their 60s. Everybody else was in their 20s at that point, lower level, You go down, I see this bong, and they're smoking it, and you're like, oh, what the fuck is that? You guys smoking weed? And they were like, no, it's crack. And it was like that was a big deal, Sure. So, neither of them are a big deal. The only thing that has ever knocked me on my ass in this life where I was just like, holy shit, was an Atomic Milkshake at University of West Virginia. Those motherfuckers in West Virginia partied to a level that would alter your mind. Do you know what an Atomic Milkshake is?
No.
Said it on.
I know what a Milwaukee milkshake is.
What's that?
It's when you're breastfeeding on the toilet and you're taking a shit.
Are you serious?
I think so. Only because I heard a podcast about it and they're like, have you ever done this? And I was like, yeah.
A Milwaukee milkshake is breastfeeding on the toilets.
Because when you have a newborn, you are breastfeeding all the time, and you have to like
Oh, I thought this was a sexual position where your partner had to breast.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this makes sense now.
Oh my God, Jesse.
Sorry,
You're
what was
full
yours?
of surprises.
What was yours?
Not even close to as interesting as that. And I want to hear all of the details about that for the rest of the day.
Oh, it's the worst.
The Atomic Milkshake is you fill up a bong 2-footer, right, with weed, and then you suck it up, cap it real quick, cap it as fast as you can, and then put a nitrous balloon over the slide.
Oh, yeah.
So then the nitrous balloon shoots up into your mouth with all the smoke. I was in a chair, like a normal 4-legged wooden chair with no wheels on it. My feet kicked up, and I hit the ground, and I was backwards looking up at the ceiling, and I was like,
I don't like
my God.
stuff like that.
This continues. So what we were doing this thing called ditch, where you go to another school and then you stay with their house and everything else, and then you go to a football game together, right?
Oh, dumb.
So Ohio State was playing West Virginia, yeah. Super dumb.
Dumb. Cool, dumb.
So we go there. Now, these guys not only had out-partied everybody, and it didn't make a dent the night before. We go to the game, and there was I was dipping back at the time. Just, bang, bang, a little Kodiak. The bear.
Eesh.
I was riding a bear back in those days.
Wow.
Little long cut wintergreen.
This girl turns to me. I can't hear you, by the way. This girl turns to me during the middle of the game, and she goes, "You got one more?" And I was like, "Huh?" And she grabs the can of dip from me, takes out a huge eagle claw. Eagle claw, by the way, is that's 2 fingers and the thumb. Usually you're taking a pinch, right? It's index finger, thumb. Eagle claw is just going all in, right? 3 fingers, that whole thing. Puts the biggest dip in her mouth and just proceeds to watch the entire game with that. And I was like, West Virginia, everyone. West Virginia.
Right.
Different breed of people. Every girl there had the hugest calf muscles you'll ever see. Because for whatever reason in West Virginia, everything is uphill.
Sure.
So it's like the biggest calf muscles of all time. They out-party everyone. And then you want to talk about the biggest opioid problem in the nation. It's West Virginia. There's a crazy stat there. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. There's a crazy stat there where it's like 92% of law firms only do personal injury cases so their clients can get fucking opioids and shit like that, and then get on the government teat as well, so they can get their money and get those opioids, dude.
Well, I know where I'm moving to. Gosh, I need some.
We were watching The Bachelor, and your favorite guy, when it popped up, The Bachelorette, when it popped up that guy was a lawyer in West Virginia, I was like, oh, shit, he's slanging opioids, dude.
Yes.
That's what he's doing, dude.
I picked the right guy. I have a type. You need to be able to get pills. Yeah, well, The Bachelorette, I don't even know. Should we even?
No, we shouldn't.
Yeah.
What we should do is go to this. Since we're this close to the election, you're saying everything's locked in. I'm saying everything's locked in. And everybody's just trying to hold on at this point. Last night, we did flip on the Comey rule on Showtime last night. And I was expecting the worst out of that. I thought it would just be a nice hearty chuckle. And then I was just like, well, I'll turn this off after 10 minutes. It's interesting because you know all the people. And
yes.
And the reason why you know all the people was the one that scared me the most, where I was just like, oh, man, I shouldn't know 19 people that work in the FBI. However, with today's sensationalized media and everything that's been going on since 2016, you know everything about these motherfuckers. So every character that pops up, you're like, oh, yeah, I know that guy. I know that chick was having an affair with that dude. I know she was sucking him off, like blah, 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 because they got the text messages later. It wasn't terrible. But what was interesting is exactly what is going on now was going on then. The only difference was when Comey's wife walked in, and she was such a diehard Hillary fan, and she was like, please do not do this 11 days before the election and open up this investigation. And he was like, I've got to do what's right. Looking back on it, no, you didn't. You absolutely did not. The only thing that is fucked up to me in that whole thing, like with Comey, I genuinely just think he wanted to be famous. Like, there was absolutely no reason to open that up 11 days before. Like, anything can wait 11 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think our second kid was 11 days late. Anything can wait 11 days, right?
Sure.
But, you know, he was just like, nope, I'm going to go ahead and stick my beak in there one more time and do another press conference. And you're like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah. If there was something other than just being careless, then yeah. Right? If there was something in there that you saw, absolutely.
Yeah.
But just the showboating of, we did look into it.
Yeah.
We didn't find anything. But, right?
Yeah.
Just that's the difference, right?
That's it.
That if there was something that I needed to know about, and believe me, there's not a lot.
Right.
I don't want to know about anything.
No, your little dumb mind
My
wants
little
to be
dumb
nothing.
mind can handle only so much. And so when you fill it with all the stuff that I don't need to know about that's not affecting my life, like her being careless with the different emails that she was using and classified and not classified or whatever,
Right.
that's not something I need to know. I also don't need to know about the Biden emails unless there is actually something in there that ties Joe Biden to, illegal activity with Ukraine or other foreign actors, right? So other than that, you're just using, like I say, our stupidity against us, right? You're using our susceptibility, our tiny little dumb brains against us.
Well, and here's the interesting part about it, right? So here we are, 2020, 13 days from the election, almost the same points as when they did the investigation into to Homeboy.
And it's the FBI again.
It's the FBI again, and we're looking at emails again from somebody else again, and it's like, will this be enough to swing it? I don't know. Clearly, they thought in that Comey rule that it was, and I tend to agree with them. When a state comes down to like Michigan, 10,000 votes like that, you're going to tell me that 10,000 people out of an entire state didn't look at that and be like, well, there's got to be something there if they're going to investigate now, and they probably went in and changed their minds, probably. And then the sadness on the wife's face and the kids. Oh, Dad, what did you do? What did you do? When Trump got elected, in this Comey rule thing was weird to me, because if you knew your wife and kids, like if there was something you were so adamant about that I did or was going to do, when I got home and you said, hey, do not do this, please don't do this, I would have a hard time saying no to you.
Okay.
So, I mean, is there anything bigger than that, than influencing a presidential election? Like,
right.
I would have, if my wife and kids were that adamant about of like, hey, Dad, don't do this, or just in this particular movie, they were saying, I guess you were qualified as a movie. It's broken into two parts. I don't really know what it's not a limited series. It's it's just kind of like a two-parter, whatever, right? In this thing, if that was the real interaction between his kids and himself, I would have waited the 11 days not to piss off my wife and kids, and just said, all right, we can see what this is going to be. I saw the other side of it, which they tried to show you, of like, well, they were worried. Allegedly, Giuliani was getting leaked all this shit, and he just kept going on CNN saying everything that it was. And they were cutting away to live interviews, like real ones. Yeah. In this movie. One of the things that they cut away to was something that they were fearful that Giuliani knew about the Anthony Weiner sitch, I guess, like 2 days in advance. And so the FBI, allegedly, according to this movie and this book, said, we've got to beat Giuliani to breaking this story, because if he breaks it before we do, then we're fucked as an organization, and it'll come out anyways. It's going to come out anyways, one way or the other. So do we say we're investigating her, or does he come out and say it, and then the story takes off and it has a life of its own? Whether or not any of that is true, looking back on it, I wouldn't have believed, if I'm the American public, Giuliani over the FBI at that point, and I just would have let that sleeping dog lie for 11 days.
Again, like you don't know. And maybe like rational people that, pick things apart and again, go from New York Times to Fox to all these different outlets.
Yep.
Those are not the people that they're talking to, right? So there is a whole another section of people that get their news as fact from one of these sources.
Right.
And those are the people that they're talking to. So they're not talking to you or me, people that are like, doesn't sound right. Let me flip over and see what the other, but it puts it in your brain.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah. And either way, this shit is, to me, this shit is all rigged in this go round. I thought it was rigged last time. I think it's rigged this time for sure. This debate, I think, is going to be rigged tomorrow night. We're going to find out live on air, live on YouTube. Real quick, before we get to the rest of the stories of the day, we got some sponsors, James, who pay for this lovely show to be on the air. ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Somebody was asking me about my shades here. These Tiffers. No, dude. These are old school blue blockers. Gas station sunglasses. And
Oh, they look great. Oh.
Ooh.
I'd leave those on, dude.
What up, girl? What up, girl? These are the shades I'm wearing. I wear them in bed. I wear them to bed every night because Jabes likes to feel like she's sleeping with a NASCAR driver from 1985.
Yep.
And in that mattress, it's got an adjustable base that goes up and down, up and down.
All the way up.
All the way up. Just point to the hills and go all the way up as soon as you press that button on the adjustable base. If you're a member of the military, a first responder, a teacher, or work in the governments like James Comey. Comey could have gotten a mattress for 30% off. Everything in the entire store, you get 30% off. If you're a regular dum-dum like ourselves.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Both of us.
Sorry.
It's the October surprise, 30% off of bundle packages. Bundle everything together, you get 30% off. And as always, they got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Next up, Jabes. We got manscaped.com.
Ooh, Manscaped. We both love Manscaped.
We both love
have to
Manscaped.
admit,
Is there going to be a womanscaped?
I don't think there needs to be, right? It's like,
okay, dog.
I use men's razors.
Yeah, you do.
They're just better.
Yeah, they are.
You know, it's the stuff that you guys have are superior.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the dumbass little razors that
Yep.
they make for us are just
Yeah.
like,
Our
they
driving
don't
abilities,
fucking,
yeah.
everything, right? So I use Manscaped. I have no qualms
Yeah.
with using their Lawnmower 3.0, and everyone knows that they clean up genitals. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
They
Yours
clean
look
it
great.
up.
Yours look
They
great.
don't completely shave it, but they clean it up. They
clean
keep
it up.
it high and tight.
Yeah.
The Weed Whacker is their new product for nose,
Hair.
ears, eyebrows.
And anything else that you might have. If you have a tail, some people have a little tail on their back.
Yeah, keep that
trimmed up.
shorn.
Yeah,
right?
keep it real high and tight.
Keep it shorn. Whack your weeds. Go to
Manscaped.com. Promo code Revolution, 20% off. Get that kit. It's got a leather dop kit in it. It is the best in the biz. I use that dop kit every single place I go. Huge fan of Manscaped.com. Promo code Revolution, 20% off. Last but not least, StrikeForceEnergy.com. James.
Boom, 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 boom. Shibloinker.
Some would say I'm on too much of it. It lasts longer than 5-hour energy. It lasts 6. Oh, it lasts 6 hours. I don't know if that's true. I think it lasts longer.
Yeah.
It takes me a while to come down, baby. It takes me a while to come down. I usually I keep a rope in the backyard and I just tug on a tree, and so I lose all my energy. Not true, but I am a very strong man because I probably would have pulled that tree down to the ground.
Sure.
I use a lot of axes in my spare time just because I can. Now, you at home, you're probably just, cruising around the office, getting all juiced up, ready to pull your dick out on Zoom like Jeffrey Toobin. Take some Strikeforce energy and do it faster is all we're saying.
Yeah.
All right? Quick jack sesh. Maybe people don't know. They're like, oh, this dog just running in the background or whatever. Nope. Jacked off real quick because he was on Strikeforce energy and got it all out of his system, right? 4 amazing flavors: grape, original, lemon, and orange. Tasty, tiny little tin pouch. Rip it open and squeeze it into any liquid available. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com today. Promo code Revolution. 20% off. Squirt, squirt, Jabes. The Pope just came out. And he is finally...
As gay?
No.
Oh.
The other way. Jabes. The Pope, he came out of his little thing, and he waved to everybody. And he actually said gay marriage is okay today for the first time ever. It's the first time a Pope has said, it is breaking news that it is okay to be gay and that you are all children of God and you deserve to have families.
Welcome, Pope.
Yeah.
To the world.
Yeah. Was the collection plate not big enough on Sundays and you finally decided to open it up to everyone? Because if you're a child, why wouldn't you be a child of God if that's what you believe in? I don't understand that. Now, of course, trans people and what's the rest of the letters? LGBTQ plus A?
Alpha, Epsilon, Zeta, Q, Rho?
Yes.
Demi.
Now, they're upset because they weren't included. So I guess the Pope used the word homosexual today.
Okay.
But he's not including the rest of the the 900 genders that are available out there in the world. So, maybe he'll make another statement revising it with all the letters in the alphabet one day. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But still, people are treating that as a relatively big deal.
I think technically that's okay, though, right? Because if you're a homosexual or heterosexual, that's just your sexual preference, right? Not your gender identity.
We can't say sexual preference
Can't say
anymore.
it.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot. You're
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Oh,
that's
it's
your
not a preference.
sexual
He's canceled.
identity.
I'm going to cancel the stream.
Yep.
now. Sorry.
Mute
Yeah,
his
yeah,
mic.
yeah.
Mute his mic like it's
It's
the
gone.
debates. And then another. Oh, go ahead. Fire away.
Oh no, yeah. So you're right, Giorgio. So it's like you either like a penis or vagina.
Beach, yeah.
What you look like or do to yourself
Right.
when you want that is up to you, right?
Right. I didn't think there was a name for if you were sexually attracted to something other than a male, or if you're
Right, exactly. Exactly
the
right.
catch-all,
Yeah, so it really is a catch-all.
Sure. Carry
on.
But the Pope doesn't believe that, so it's only homosexuals. So if you're out there and you want to have a family and do all the other things, you can't do that. We're just sticking to gay right now. He'll get to the other 90 genders. I'm sure that'll happen in 100 years. So stay tuned for that. But the Pope is out in the streets enjoying all kinds of praise today, except for a certain segment of the population. And you can't please everybody, Pope, Apparently, when you are a child, even if you're transgender, like Joe Biden believes in, that was a weird one, by the way, the last debate. My 6-year-old's trans.
It
and
was.
It's just like,
It was.
Cool, man. But with that, you're going to have to wait for the Pope to get the rest of that shit or the next one. This guy's old. He'll probably die. There's odds on mybookie.com on who the next Pope is going to be and when he's going to die. So if you're into that, go there. Promo code Drinkin Bros.
He's a grandpa. Do you
Doubles
know any
your
grandpas
deposits.
that are fucking cool with transgender
No,
right
dude,
now?
no.
They need to die, and then the next generation of grandpas will be cool with it, and that's how it fucking works, bro.
And the third generation of grandpas down will be born without penises and balls. They won't even be grandpas anymore. They'll
Oh
be
yeah, they'll be
people.
grand people.
Grand people. Oh, is this who's your grand person? Oh, that one. The one that looks like a female, the one that looks like a dude. Those are my grand people.
Oh
and
my gosh,
that's
I
what's
like
gonna happen.
grand people.
That's what's going to happen. And then San Francisco supervisors unanimously pass the Karen Act. It's exactly what you think it is. It's a new law that makes racially motivated phone calls to 911 illegal. The fact that they are calling it Karen is really, really fucking funny to me.
It is funny, but where do you draw the line?
I don't know. It's in California, right? It's in San Francisco. There is no line. There's a line where it's legal to shit in the streets and piss in the streets, right?
Right.
But then this is going to be illegal. And then how do you prove that?
So I love to listen to 911 calls. So every
What?
time, yeah, I love it. They are so horrible, and they've killed so many people. 911 operators, from just being like, "Where's your address?
Yeah.
I need the number of the address that you're at. I'm in a closet being killed. I'm sorry, sir. I can't understand you. I'm being fucking murdered. Okay, but what's the street address? And sir, I need you to calm down." So anyway, love that. They're just normal people trying to save lives.
Yeah.
Just like everyone else. But they always ask the race or ethnicity of the person that you're talking about
Right.
in your 911 call.
Yep. And
So can you not say that then?
I don't know.
Okay.
Can you? That's the whole thing.
Is he black, male? Is he male, black, Hispanic, Caucasian?
Because then what if you get that wrong, right? Let's say you're calling and saying, what's a black male? And the guy turns out to be Dominican, right?
Sure.
Simple mistake. Look at old school Sammy
Or you
Sosa
say
before he
male
whitened
and
himself
it's
up.
transgender.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get into trouble where it's like,
Right.
well, you lied about that. That was a Puerto Rican. He looks super dark, but he's not black, so that's a hate crime.
Right.
And he that was not a male that you said. It's a tuckback sitch. He's transitioning.
Mm-hmm.
You said that wrong too. That's another law broken. We're gonna chalk you up for that.
Right.
What are you gonna do with this? San Francisco's lost his fucking mind.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with all these goddamn people? Pelosi. Jesus Christ, man. Whoever that was shitting in her driveway, that is San Francisco right there. To a T. That is the San Francisco treat.
Yeah.
To an absolute T on that one. James, do we have a crime corner today?
We do.
Oh,
Crime corner.
crime corner, crime corner.
Where is this dang crime corner?
Oh, you got to find it, James. I need it. The people need it. The people need the crime corner.
Right. Crime corner, crime corner.
Yep.
Plane passenger smuggles 2 pounds of gold inside his body to dodge taxes.
Where at?
India officials say. India. Not Indiana.
India.
India.
Yeah.
Don't check out, Ross. I know you're going to check out if it's not in this country. But look,
Not at all. India's a big deal
crimes
to me.
can happen all over.
Yeah, they can.
A passenger in an airport in India apparently was desperate to avoid paying taxes when flying in from Dubai on Tuesday. Authorities at Kannur Airport
Big
in
fan.
Kerala.
Yep.
All of that
All
was
of that.
said completely right.
Yep.
He was concealing around 2 pounds of flattened gold in his rectum.
Oh, yikes.
Gosh, I should have sent you a picture of this.
Yeah, I
It's just like long,
need to
flat
see
dildos
it.
of gold.
Dildos of gold hidden in his rectum.
In his rectum so that
Okay.
he wouldn't have to pay taxes.
This is just kink shaming. And just because he's fancy and enjoys solid 24-karat dildos does not mean...
They're not dildos.
No, they're not dildos.
And he wasn't the only one. According to national news, another passenger on the same flight was caught also attempting to sneak
smuggle
more than
gold.
3 pounds.
3 pounds inside of him.
The other guy was 2 pounds.
My God, man, that is a lot of
3
gold
pounds of gold into the country through
in his anus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though officials did not say where the person hid the precious metal, people have been stashing foreign currencies on their bodies while entering the country to avoid declaring and having to pay 18%.
Call that the prison
Goods.
wallet. Call that the prison wallet in the biz. Look, 2 pounds is a lot of gold in your ass. And gold is heavy. Would you rather have 2 pounds of gold or 2 pounds of feathers inside of you? Nailed it. Boom. Both are 2 pounds, kids. We're not only teaching, but we're educating today is what we're doing. We're doing both.
I'm sure the people feel that way right now.
2 pounds of gold in your asshole. How fake Dan, can you look up how much 2 pounds of gold is worth in this world today? Because then that's going to determine whether or not I think this is worth it or not. Because if it's not over, let's say 10K, that's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to me.
And you don't want someone to take 18% of it.
Yeah. So because 18% of 10K is still $1,800, right?
Right.
So then you're looking at $8,200 stuffed up your asshole. 2 pounds of gold has got to be worth more than that. One would imagine. What do we got?
Just threw it in the calculator.
Yep. What's it going for per ounce?
Per ounce?
Yep.
$1,900.
$1,900 per ounce. Okay, so that's we'll round it up to 2 grams times 16 ounces in a pound. Looking at 32,000. You're looking at around 65K for what was up that man's asshole. The answer is worth it.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Worth
I
it.
understand.
Because 18%
Yes.
is a number
Yes.
that everyone knows, including me.
Look, 18% up his asshole just saved that guy close to 13 grand, right? So therefore, worth it. Worth it. I understand.
Worth it.
You want to put 65 grand worth of gold up your asshole? By all means.
Godspeed.
Godspeed. And I understand it. I'm here to support you. I'm not going to shit on you for doing that, right? I
He's
lived
going
in
to.
California. Yeah. He's going to. Oh, imagine that toilet.
Oh, yeah.
I think you go in a tub is what they do. You go in a tub and then you shit it out in the tub.
Yeah.
But
you have no basis for that.
I do. I watched one of those drug mule docs with you. And, when they were duking out the heroin, they were worried about it going down the hole of the toilet, so they were making them shit in a bathtub. So with this, you're going to shit in a bathtub. Obviously, that's going to leave a mark. I'd probably go to some form of Motel 6 or maybe a La Quinta, where they're not really going to charge you for that. Those tubs are disgusting, anyways, right? You can shit your gold right out in those. But if you're going to save that much money, I'm going to say this crime is worth it. Now, what happens? Does the guy get to keep his gold and pay the tax and then move on with his life? Or does the government keep the gold?
I think the government keeps it.
Ah,
So
damn it.
not worth it, right?
Maybe not. My math is on point today, James. Man, I feel good about it. Yeah, I fully understand it. Look, California taxes you 13.5% right now, right?
Yeah.
Probably would have done that for a lot less. I don't know what my number is to go full anal. I mean, 2 pounds is a lot, though.
I've done more for less. As we all know.
Yeah, man. I would say up the old keister, up the old poop shoots. Maybe 20 grand, 25K, somewhere in there, you know? 65 grand. Yeah, he's on it for sure. It makes total sense. I don't even know if that's a crime. I just look at that guy as a smart businessman.
Right.
If you're able to get away with it. The problem is when you go through the scanners, you know, you got to put the arms over your head and do the rockers in the building pose.
I don't get that.
Yeah, they're going to see that there's 2 pounds of gold in your asshole. So they're going to shake you down from that unless the metal detectors over in India are different than here. I don't know. I've not been to that lovely country.
Sure.
Mostly because everybody who's been there said this is a goddamn nightmare and I wish I could go home the second they step off the plane. But, you know, they get that one Taj Mahal pic and then they're out of there. They're like, oh, the rest of it was awful.
Yeah.
There's just so many people. It was so hot. I was on this elephant. It smelled. Everybody's got a horrific India story that goes to India from here. So who knows? But
I wouldn't do well there. I
curious that
only like chicken tikka masala.
Where's that from?
That's India, but like,
Oh, it is. Okay.
there's all kinds of other stuff there.
Yeah.
The smells of it.
Yeah. The smells of it.
It's the smells of it. You know what I mean? It's the smells and the texture. But I've heard it's gorgeous.
It
Bustling.
is. Yeah. This time of year too.
Bustling.
You really want to get in the streets of that smell. Just stink up those streets.
Yeah.
Going barefoot. I heard you don't even need shoes.
Yeah.
You just go barefoot through the streets of India and enjoy your life. Any food cart on the street is trustworthy.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
Probably a Birkenstock.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm
a
so
light Birk.
rich that I just found out that Birkenstock is not Birkensock. I thought that was like a brand of socks.
Sure.
It's actually a sandal that poor people wear.
It is. No, Birkenstocks are expensive.
I know. And they're really expensive
Yeah.
and nice. Just joking.
I wore them to a Fish concert once. So, you
Lord.
know, I hacky sacked for like 9 hours after that. You know, 10,000 cheeseburgers they blew up and threw out to the crowd during the middle of that show too. During Bouncing Around the Room was the name of that jingle of Fish, and I know you're a diehard fan, Japes. There's nothing she hates worse than a jam band. In this life.
Everything that you just described is my nightmare.
You know what's weird? Everything I just described is your homeland.
And maybe that's it.
Me.
Maybe that's it. We hate most in others what we, or we don't like in others what we hate most in ourselves. Something like this, right? That's probably true. I've just had enough of it, is what it is.
No, I understand.
I was always on the dirty couch while they were jamming for hours. Nothing made sense. There was no hook. There was no bridge.
No.
There was no end.
Why were you on a dirty couch? Did you
That's
date,
where
did you date these people?
That's where people jam.
Did you date any of those dirty musicians?
Yeah, I've dated musicians.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. That does not surprise me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And look, I'm recovered. I'm a recovered drummer liker.
Yeah.
Drummer lover.
Why the drummer?
Because they're assholes, alcoholics, emotionally unavailable. Again, my type. So yeah, no. Because they didn't like me probably. So I loved them.
I had this discussion with Dakota Meyer and was like, dude, how did you get Jessie? She's so great. She's so awesome, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, she wasn't always like that, you know? I want you to ask her about who she used to date in a
What do you mean
past
she
life.
wasn't always like that?
Like the woman you are today.
Yeah, I was.
No. What?
I've always been like this.
No. You used to date like greasy mechanics and drummers.
Yeah, but
and
that's
things
not
like that.
that's not on me.
No, but here's the thing. No one looking at you today would ever have known that. None of my friends know. They have no idea.
That's not
that you were dead serious. Next time Dakota, tell him you were a complete dirt. No lie. He'll be like, what? There's no way. Everybody looks at you as like a vision of class and elegance, not a dirt bag who's smoking Marlboro Reds on an old couch.
Both can be true. Both can be true.
These are just people who haven't listened to Broettes yet. All
Thank
this
you.
is just
Right.
future listeners.
And both can be true.
Okay.
I think I am the way I am today because of the bullshit that I fucking did, right? Otherwise, people are doing that bullshit now, and you're like, not cute, dude.
Yeah.
That's the time you do it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Not like your kids are a little bit old enough for you to be a fucking dirtbag, so you do it at like when they're 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
It makes you interesting.
It does, dude.
It makes you an interesting person. If you haven't done anything, if you haven't done drugs, if
Yeah.
you haven't done
I
acid,
agree.
if you haven't like sat on a dirty couch and been like, this is not for me,
Right.
then it might be for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know unless you've been there and you look around and you go, I mean, this is cool, but I don't think I want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you don't know that, then you like have your kids and then you're like thinking back, you're like, oh, I've never sat on a dirty couch. Maybe I would like it.
Makes sense.
And then you do it, right?
Makes sense, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. James, I'm glad you are the woman you are today. Go to Ross Patterson Revolution on iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave reviews. It turns out, kids, that is the only way to move up the charts. It is not based on actual listeners on the iTunes charts. It's just fucking bullshit reviews and everything else. So if you like the elegance of Jessie and you don't want her to return to the dirtbag she used to be, go and leave a review on iTunes and a quick 5-star. Move us on up the charts. Otherwise, she's going to be sleeping on a dirty couch, smoking fucking Capri 120s.
Oh, I miss it sometimes, you guys.
Listening to drummers do
miss
Tommy
it.
Lee solos and barefoot, because every drummer's barefoot for some reason.
You have to feel the beat, bro.
Ugh,
You got to feel
gross.
that beat on the double bass.
So go there and rate the show, and then tune in with us. I think, are we live this afternoon with Drinkin Bros? We are. Yeah, we'll be live here probably about an hour on this channel on YouTube with Drinkin Bros podcast. And then tomorrow, obviously, we're live all day. That is a monstrous day. And we got the debate tomorrow night, which is rigged, but it will be fun. And we don't know what's going to happen. That's the beauty of watching these things live. And at least you can watch them with a couple of dirtbags who more than likely you agree with. And you'll probably see some people on the message boards that fucking hate every single ounce of our souls. And that's awesome too. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, be bad.